All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome my next guest here on Shot of BCW. She is someone that I think a lot of people have had their eye on for quite a bit right now. She's a rising star, not in just BCW, but I think in the indies altogether. Still blows my mind how young she is in this industry. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Queen of the North finalist, the spiteful brute, Harleen Lopez.
How's it going?
Yeah, I feel like
How
you just
are
pulled a
you,
Cody
Mark?
Rhodes to me. I feel like you're like, oh, so what do you want to talk about? But a little more evil. Uh, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. How are you, most importantly?
I'm doing excellent, dude. It was just a wild week. WrestleMania week was here. The weather is finally nice. I'm like, I'm a little irritated. There's nothing for me to complain about right now. Like everything
Yeah,
just seems to be like smooth sailing right
so
now.
no
And you
scissors
know,
out and about, no sharp objects needed right
I
now. Were we
mean,
good?
still lying around. I just don't know where they are. They're somewhere in one of my suitcases.
They're just lost at the moment. Okay, we're good
Somewhere,
then.
yeah, yeah.
You talking about nice weather, dude? It's horrible over here. I'm in New York. I know you're in Pennsylvania, so
Oh
might
damn.
have to. Yeah, yeah. I'm getting some crappy weather here, but whatever. All good. Fans don't want to care about that. Listen, let's talk about you. We talk about WrestleMania week. Hell of a week all around, from like the indies to the main event itself, WrestleMania. Let's talk about you. It was in your backyard,
Mm.
PA.
It's wild. It's bizarre that it took them this long to come here, is what I say. I think the last time they were anywhere near here was, gosh, honestly, I don't even remember. I know they were in Jersey twice. Did not go to either one. That's a sad old child me being poor and not be able to get tickets on time. But this year was crazy. Like even if you were not on a show, there's a bunch of stuff to do. Lucky for me, I had four bookings this year and a few seminars actually. Um, where do I even start? Oh my God.
Yeah, where to begin? So it's your first WrestleMania week as a wrestler, right?
Yes.
And a hell of a time to do it. Like you don't even need to travel really. You're right there. Was there like any amount, like I saw something you posted on Twitter. Was there any amount of like, added pressure for you in a sense, the fact that it was in your backyard?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Especially when you're much newer on the scene, it's very difficult to be noticed. Like I know there's a lot of bigger shows going on, like Defy and Prestige and Hog, and it's hard to get on those shows if you don't necessarily have the right connection. And when you're new, people don't know what you're capable of yet. And that was more so like the difficult part of it all. Um, just to be able to like try to get on the shows and try to get recognized to like at least in future shows for them. But I'm so grateful for the opportunities I got with the promotions that did reach out to me. So that
What
was
what
like
were those
labor.
promotions? Let's
What's
put
that?
them over. What were those
Yeah, okay.
promotions? Let's put them over.
So the first one, it was Labor of Love. They teamed up with Sean Henderson this year to do a collab show. They had two nights. I was on the first night called Wrestle John. And Billy Avery, as annoying as he is sometimes towards me, was grateful enough to like reach out and put me on their show and just to be included because that those two rosters for those two nights were insane because you're putting Shawn Henderson's guys and Labor Love guys together, so it's hard to just get a spot in general. So the fact that I got one, maybe I got to ease up a million, tiny bit, tiny bit. Uh, I was in like a multi-man like 4-on-4 match, but I was still able to do what I can do best, of course. Crowd was hot the entire night, and I love it. That was at a brewing company. That's I think it's in Germantown. Yeah, crowd was hot. It was great. It was great environment, great vibe. Love that place. The second one was CFU. They teamed up with Super Crazy this year for a show. They they drew like a really good amount of people personally, and that was the first time I was able to be across the ring from the one and only Christina Marie, and it
Oh,
was
hell yes.
so. Oh yeah, oh yeah, it was a long time coming. I was ready. I was ready. The footage has not been released yet for that, but I obviously cannot wait for everyone and definitely need to see that back. I unfortunately was not able to make this show because there was an incident that happened like one of the seminars. I don't put blame on any of the seminars, of course. It was me, my own doing. I had messed up my finger like that week of seminars, but I was originally supposed to be at um Wrestlemania, so that was done by Kevin. I'm gonna say his last name terribly wrong. Oh God. But he did reach out and he did give me the opportunity, so I'm forever grateful that he still reached out regardless if I couldn't make the show or not. They still killed it regardless. If you go have the time, watch the show, donate please, because that show was still great regardless if I was there or not. Probably a little better if I was there, but the show was so great. And then the very last one was my training school. It was the exposition show almost. More so like a graduation thing for like the newer students, but I was still a part of it. Thank God. That's at the Worldwide Dojo. We
Ah,
this time
yes.
around we were able to bring international stars over, some like international trainees from Ireland, Dublin, I believe they were from, and we were able to like have matches with them. So that was still an incredible experience.
Wow. Full deck, man. That's great.
Yeah.
Wait, were you able to go to WrestleMania as well?
I did not know. Sadly. The few people invited me, but I was able to go to the 2300 arena and watch it with a few people. So I was able to experience the show and still be around like a historic building. So that was still dope.
That is incredible. I asked this question to Darius Carter, my previous guest, and I want to ask it to you because it's just such an incredible time for not just wrestling fans, but for the wrestlers as well. Whether you're signed or not signed, and I feel like a lot of people talk about like moments that inspire them because it's inspiring time. It's WrestleMania, baby. It's the biggest event in all of wrestling. Uh,
Yeah.
was there a moment for you, whether it was on WrestleMania itself or whether your own experiences during WrestleMania week, that inspired you the most?
Just being able to see the crowd and like for Labor of Love, just feeling the crowd for that. My trainer had just won their title for that main event that night, and I was lucky enough to go out there because if it doesn't matter if people hate me, I'm still gonna show respect when respect is due. So they were able, even if they did not want me out there, I was gonna go out there and celebrate with that man. World famous cheeseburger just won the Labor of Love World Heavyweight Championship that night, and just the energy and the crowd and the amount of respect in the air for that man was he's earned it. There's no doubt about it. He's earned that moment. That was just truly inspiring in that moment. Just being able to be out there and celebrate with him. Um, I when I wasn't able to make Wrestlemania, I just after the show was over, I stopped by where the location was for the Suplex Store show that they just had, and just seeing the crowd of people and just seeing the amount of people just kind of connect on one thing, which was professional wrestling, and just seeing the amount of people that were there. Um, it it was insane. Like they blocked off a whole block just to have like this event, and that's just bizarre to me. Like where it's like in the middle of a road where cars should be going through. There's a wrestling ring right in the middle, and all these people are surrounded and gathered in this one area just to experience one thing, and that was pro wrestling. That was pretty cool to see. Um,
Wrestling is cool again,
yeah,
like The Rock
it,
says.
yeah, so cool. um, for oh, and also for the dojo show, just being able to communicate with like people that came over. There was an individual named Katie Harvey. I was able to fortunate enough to like team with her that night. Even though I don't necessarily like teaming with people because I feel like I can get the job done myself. But she has an incredible resume. And the amount of people that she's trained and trained with, including Lara Valkyria, who was at this point NXT Women's Champion, that in itself, just being able to have that connection like through one person and hearing stories from her and then hearing stories about Lyra and being like, because she likes using the word, she was an ugly duckling until she was able to learn more about the business and she became like one of the best. Just hearing those stories and having that connection to like all these people and how I keep using the word connection. I feel like with
No, that
professional
that
wrestling, there's like
that's
that
what this
connection.
is. The wrestling is
Yeah.
it's connection, and
Yes.
that's what gets over the fans. Like you look at someone like Cody Rhodes, for example, and like why
Yeah.
he's like so over because of the connection to the fans, and that's what like I think it's important you're pointing it out because it's something I think, especially in the indie level, that you see a lot of wrestlers tend to forget sometimes, but this is a great reminder of it.
Yes. Incredibly. Um, and without a doubt, just like watching WrestleMania in itself was inspiring because I know a lot of independent wrestlers, especially, sometimes doubt themselves and doubt their abilities and figure out if like if they know if they have like a place in this scene. But when you watch WrestleMania and you watch the people who get the opportunities in the big moments, when they finally get that monumental moment, it's like both inspiring and it's a sense of hope. So
You're reminded like these people that we look up to, they started off where we were. and look what
Yeah.
they've become, and it gives you hope. It gives you a lot of hope. And Harleen Lopez, I mean, you have a lot of hope here, and
Well,
you're proving yourself
I hope
time
so.
and time again. We'll touch on to BCW right now. The
All
last
right.
time we saw you was at Welcome to the New Year. You were supposed to face Nevaeh Chantel, right? You're
Mhm.
supposed to, the best of three here. There's a third match. You're both 1-on-1. For whatever reason, Nevaeh Chantel cannot show up. Who was her replacement? Rebecca Scott.
Mhm.
Huge difference there.
Huge
Rebecca
difference.
Scott, if the viewers don't know, decorated champion throughout different promotions, make her BCW debut to qualify for Queen of North. A lot of people are talking about this as match of the night. Harleen Lopez, talk to me about what was your mindset going in when Rebecca's music hit, and just the emotion involved, you beating her, and people calling to smash the night. Like, what are your thoughts on all this?
So it really seems like Nevaeh was a little scared just to like to get in the ring with me, because that's what seems like what the story is. But being able to like replace Rebecca J. Scott. Um, See, I've been watching her for a while, so I know who she is, and I know what she's capable of. I know what she's able to bring into the ring. I was a little annoyed that she was the one that replaced her because I technically mentally was not ready for it
No,
or
you were at a
emotionally.
huge disadvantage.
But
Yeah.
but it doesn't mean I didn't know who she was. I didn't know what she might throw my way. People calling it the match of the night. Honestly, I appreciate that, but at the same time, that's almost dismissing every other match I had prior. Every other match, not necessarily in BCW, but every other match in other companies, every other match that I've had on the independent scene that I've been grinding through. I've been going to shows, I've been going to these promotions, I've been trying to like find a spot in their cards. And I feel like people are now dismissing every other match I had prior to that, as
Wow.
if they did not know I was able to bring this side of me out. Because BCW, I truly believe that did not give me the opportunity to. And putting it with Nevaeh Chantel, it just seems like they were just like, okay, here's another woman in the pile. Well, here's another match for you. This is something for your little spice of entertainment. But I don't want to be that. I want to be that center of attention. I want to be that individual that after the end of the night, you're the ones that you're buying my A+. You're the ones you're gonna put on your posters because I am an valuable asset no matter where I go. And I feel like because BCW is just noticing that, it's disrespectful that it took them this long to realize.
Wow. Wow. So that's great in a way, because that's fuel to the fire that it's already building inside of you. Instead of taking this as a compliment, you're taking this as like a slap in the face, which I wouldn't have seen, but I understand your point here. Now, talking about opportunities, you have a massive opportunity here as a finalist in the Queen of North 5 coming up on April 20th at Richfield Park, New Jersey. Tickets are still on sale right now. Where you're going to go against Emily J and Tiffany Avatar.
Mhm.
Now, talk to me about this. Massive opportunity for you. How do you feel about this triple threat match? And what does being Queen of North mean to you?
The Queen of the North means that I am now going to be considered what I just said before, a valuable asset. Um, no matter if it's to BCW or any other promotion, it just shows that I am able to be at that top level, to be at against those type of competitors. Um, I've been in the ring with Tiffany Avatar before, and it's clear to say, doesn't matter how many training sessions that she could have, she cannot lace up the sweat for boots. As for Emily J, I understand that she was a wrestling fan growing up, and that's how most of her fan bases gravitate towards her. But here's the thing: I was a wrestling fan too. I grew up as a wrestling fan. I obviously could not afford going to the amount of shows that she did growing up. I wasn't able to afford all this like memorabilia that's around me until I was an adult. Um, and it's kind of also disrespectful to the fans to dismiss me and give her this praise, even though we both came from the same seed. Um, no necessarily disrespect to her, but I truly believe that if she has the same amount of passion that I have for professional wrestling, that she will bring it in this match. That she will bring her absolute best.
Well, speaking of bringing it, I think we all know what Emily J is going to bring to the table on that Saturday, and that's Governor AJ Pan by her side. Any thoughts about that?
I'm not worried about it. Incredible Brutes has faced both men and women in the Squirrel Circle. So if and this man's not even a competitor, so
No,
he's
he's
not even.
not. But however, speaking as a manager, from a manager's experience, that could definitely sway the factor of a match. No problem, especially being that the governor is a management figure in BCW. Just saying.
I just really hope he does not get on my bad
I personally hope he does because I would love for you to tear his armor apart. I would love to see it.
side. But maybe after I'm finished with Emily Ray and Tiffany Avatar, that I just focus my sights on Mr. AJ Pan and take out some a little bit of frustration just for everybody else.
Oh, that'll be amazing. I actually would love to be on commentary for that. I want to see you take his arm off and just beat him over the head with it. That'd be
Oh damn.
amazing for me.
Yeah.
Well, Harleen Lopez, we are about to wrap up right here. Time flies here on the show talking to you. Do you have any last words that you want to say right now to your opponents, Tiffany Avatar and Emily J, as we head to Queen of the North 5?
So on Monday, I'm going to be heading down to Florida for the first time in my both life and wrestling career. And I'm going to be training with the one and only legendary Sumi Sakai. And she's going to give me any type of tips and secrets that she may have up her sleeve.
Already a dangerous figure in that ring, about to be even deadlier. I cannot wait to witness this. Ladies and gentlemen, Queen of the North 5, Harleen Lopez versus Emily J versus Tiffany Avatar to be declared the new Queen of the North, who have quite the track record on becoming the next BCW Women's Championship. We shall see what happens here. Again, April 20th, Richfield Park, New Jersey. Doors open 4 o'clock. The show itself starts at 5, excuse me. For Harleen Lopez, the Spiteful Brute, I am Marc Chouen, shot of BCW. Until next time, cheers, everyone.